Those vending machines didn't cost $800,000. They cost way more. Hi, I'm Caitlin, and stuff like this is my job. Let's break it down and figure out how much this cost. Let's assume that they did, in fact, purchase these and didn't rent them. Maybe they're going to do pop-ups throughout the year, put them in airports, malls, whatever. It's $800,000 just for the machines. They need to get delivered to one place so they can all get vinyl wrapped with the correct branding. Let's assume that they're doing that in state, and they can't get all of these on one truck. It's about $6,000 in state for a truck that size. So we'll assume 2, that's $12,000. Here we're going to work backwards. Now they need to get delivered to all of those influencers. Depending on how far they are away from the warehouse, and if they're outside of the city, that can be, $1 to, $6,000 to $10,000, depending on how far they have to go. I'm going to say $1,000 to $6,000, and we're going to take the average of that at about $3,000 times 32, $96,000. This is a low estimate and assumes that many of these influencers live close enough that 2 to 3 can be delivered in a day. But before that, they need to be wrapped in that vinyl. This is going to cost probably around $1,000 per unit. So that's $32,000. The thing about this is we have layers and layers of vendors, so we can assume at least a 20% markup. Before we can wrap them in vinyl, that vinyl wrap needs to be designed. A low estimate of $50 an hour times 100 hours is probably quite a bit more with the back and forth and getting approvals, because it always takes forever, and every fucking person up to a VP or CEO has to weigh in, and they all have a comment because everybody's trying to justify their job. So that's $5,000. We have another 20% markup, so that's another $1,000. That brings our subtotal to $946,000. We're going to round up and call it $950,000. All of this is done by vendors who were hired under a different vendor. That would be your production company, who will take 20% of the above, which was $190,000. But again, we're going to round up to $200,000. We're going to call this $1,150,000. The production company was hired by the ad agency, who is also going to add in probably 20 to 25% of that cost. That's another $230,000, which brings us to $1,380,000. Again, we're going to round up and call it $1.4 million. My estimates are a bit lowball, so this in actuality probably costs more than $1.5 million. And that does not include the actual cost of the ad that ran during the Super Bowl.